Hello everybody, welcome to this coffee talk with Coach Amber George. That is me, of CoachAmberGeorge.com. Today we are going to be talking about a really taboo subject. It's a really fancy word. You ready? It's diastasis recti. And you're probably thinking, what in tarnation is diastasis? I can't even say it. Diastasis recti. What is that? I'm going to make this topic absolutely as fun as possible. See, I've even got snowmen on my cup, okay? So what I did was I figured out after I had my son, it actually took me about 3 years to figure out that I had diastasis recti. I had this spot on my stomach that I could not get to go down. Now, if you'll look right here, you will see that this is my about 3 year before and after picture. So there is not a baby in that belly. That is postpartum, and this is about 3 years later. That being said, there was a spot on my belly that I could not, no matter what I did, could not get it to go down. I had gotten stronger. I had abs in the upper part of my stomach. I had all these different things, and I was making super progress. I was super excited, but I had this one small spot that I could not get to go down. So I started thinking, you know what, I wonder if I have this diastasis recti. And I did the diastasis recti test, which is where you lay flat on your back, you take your fingers and you start them at your belly button and then work your way up and down the middle of your abdomen to see if there's separation. And then you kind of lift your head a little bit and see if there's separation. Guess what? There was. I'll be honest, I was super pumped to figure out that I had diastasis recti. To which you are probably thinking that I am a crazy person, and you'd be right. But it excited me to know that I had an answer. I had an answer for why that spot would not go down. So I decided to try a little experiment on myself. Keep in mind, this is not a scientific experiment. Also keep in mind that this is not and should not be considered medical advice. I am a personal trainer and a coach, but I am not a doctor. This is something I did on me. I am simply sharing information that might be helpful to you. Now that we have those logistics out of the way, let's take a cup of coffee, take a little sip, and let's talk about my experiment. If you'll take a look right here, you will see that this is my stomach on day 1 versus day 12. Keep in mind that I was at maintenance calories, and that all I did that changed was the different abdominal exercises that I did. So let's talk about those ab exercises that I did that were days, the first 2 weeks, really days 1 through 14. I think I took that picture on day 12. Yes, I did. I took that picture on day 12. I'm looking at my notes in case you're wondering. Okay, but you'll see that was my really good progress. And so what I did for ab exercises was I did heel drops, bird dogs, and then supine hip abduction with band, which means you're lying on your back. You wrap one of those booty bands around your legs right above your knee, and then you open and close your legs like a little clam. Okay, so that's what that means. Okay, right here is my progress for days 15 through 28. Now, the first 2 weeks of the experiment, I did my exercises every single day without fail. Even if I didn't do a full workout that day, I did my DR exercises every single day. Now, in days 15 through 28, I did not do that. Reason being, because during those days, the journal that I wrote out, I was not in a good place mentally. And if you're not already following my actual blog, like my written blog, you'll not know, but I have severe anxiety, and sometimes I really struggle with depression. And so during days 15 through 28, I was not in a good place mentally to be able to do them every day. And so I did what I could. In regards to exercises, I did the exact same thing, but I changed up the reps a little bit. excuse me, and I added a little bit of weight. So I increased the reps as I got stronger, and I added in a little bit of weight with the heel drops. Okay, so I did heel drops, bird dogs, and then I did plank toe taps. Actually, that's a new one. You can see it right here. Plank toe taps for the days 15 through 28. I didn't do hip abduction with band anymore, so keep that in mind. I kind of misspoke earlier. But so again, exercises for days 14 through 28 or 15 through 28 were heel drops, bird dogs, and plank toe taps. Let's move on. Okay. Here's what we're going to talk about here. This is the progress for day 44. Now, I took this picture at the absolute wrong time of day. And here's why. When you take before pictures and after pictures, you want to take them in the morning, before or after you have gone to the bathroom, if that is your morning constitution time, and before you eat breakfast. I took day 44's picture at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I had breakfast, I'd had lunch, I'd had my water, so my stomach was not in the place it should have been. Why I did that, I'm not sure. So as you can see from this picture, it doesn't look like there was a lot of progress. However, let's fast forward to day 52. Now, if you'll look here, day 1 versus day 51, 52, so much better. Much better difference. I took the picture in the morning like I was supposed to, and you can tell that there was a huge difference. And 5 days is not that big of a difference in regards to exercises making a difference or not. Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay, let's talk about the total. So I did a lot of the same exercises. I did, the one I added in was cross body mountain climbers. And what that is you can see from this picture right here, mountain climber where you're in a plank position, you bring that right foot up across your body to the left shoulder or towards that left shoulder and back, and then alternate to the other side. Okay, that was really the only difference in exercises that I did in regards to what exercises I did. I figured out I have made huge strides in the strength of my abdominal muscles. Before I had my baby, before I had my little boy, he's over 3 now, he's 3.5 now. Before I had him, I was super proud of my abs. I had fantastic abs. I've been an athlete my whole life. Then, my pregnancy story, if you don't know that pregnancy story, you can click the About Author link in the tab and you can read all about it. But it was something that my abs were not a place of positivity for me. With this experiment, I have made huge strides in my abdominal strength. Huge. It's so exciting, I can't hardly stand it. So yes, my stomach does look better, but I've made huge strides in my abdominal strength. Okay, one more progress picture, and I took this picture a couple of weeks ago. It was like on day 1, let's see, what's my notes say? 135. So day 135, so day 1 to day 135, check this out. Let's wrap this up with a couple of thoughts, okay? So since I posted this blog post in this experiment, if you follow me on Instagram and on my email list and that kind of thing, you will know that you followed along this entire process. If you're brand new, great. Welcome, glad you're here, but you will know that this whole process was quite a journey for me. I also figured out that it's helping a lot of you. It's giving some of you hope, and the ladies that have reached out to me are like, this gives me hope. I know it's not a guarantee of anything, but it does give me hope that I may not have to be like this forever. That I got asked by a sweet lady that messaged me. She said, do I think that my abs will ever be fully sewn back together? And the answer is, I don't know. I am not a doctor. I am not a scientist. I am just a trainer and a coach who decided to do an experiment on myself to see if it worked and if it might help someone else. That's it. But what I do believe is that I have made a difference in my own injury. And at the very least, my abdominal strength is incredible improvement. So, here's what I do think. I do think that if a mama decided she wanted to try the same experiment that I did, that as long as you're cleared for exercise from your doctor, I don't think it would hurt anything. And you can see for yourself. But that's completely up to you. If you do decide to dive in and do this, you need to realize that this is going to take time and effort. And you really need to do it with a solid exercise program. And you realize that you're doing this, because you want to, right? And so, but just like anything worth having in life, you have to work for it and you have to be patient. So one thing that I want to leave you with is that I know that abdominals are a hugely sensitive area mentally for us as mothers, because they don't look the same as they did before we had kids. They don't feel the same, that kind of thing. It's hugely sensitive, but know this. This is something that your abs don't define who you are. They don't. They don't define your beauty. They don't define who you are as a person. They don't define any of that. And that's what we have to realize. Sometimes, yes, I help women lose weight and lose unwanted weight. I help them get stronger. I help them get more confidence. But at the same time, I also want us to learn that we have to love ourselves. And this whole healthy postpartum lifestyle journey is because we love ourselves and we love our family and we love our kids and our husbands and, all of that. That is why we do this, not because we hate our bodies. Because if you're doing this because you hate your body, that motivation will float away very quickly. Because when we hate something, nothing will be fast enough. But when we realize that this is going to take time and we learn to love ourselves and our bodies and the way God made them along the way, that is where success comes in. Having that plan, working that plan, learning how to eat for your body, learning how to love your body for what it is, that is where success comes. Thank you so much for listening to this coffee talk with Coach Amber George. That's me. And I hope to see you again next week for the next video. This channel is still very young, very new. But again, if you have not subscribed, please hit like, subscribe. And if you want to be on my email list, where I send out once a week, I send out awesome weekly newsletters for motivation, free stuff, and you'll know about when there's discounts and sales on training programs and that kind of thing. There is a link in the description of this video. So once again, my name is Coach Amber George of CoachAmberGeorge.com. Here's to you, Mama. Have a great day.